My vlog one is on The Kid by Charlie Chaplin. It came out in 1921. The movie opens with a scene of a mother walking out of a charity hospital with a newborn. Chaplin even adds a scene of Jesus Christ carrying the cross as like this is her cross to bear. It then flashes to the mother in the park contemplating what she's to do with the child, and then also flashes to the presumed father of the child painting in a studio. At first, he ends up accidentally burning the photo of the mother, and then continues to burn it as like a past memory. Chaplin then incorporated a scene that displayed a melancholy bride who just married a wealthy older man, showing the reality of the time period for women, especially known that they had to marry for money and status compared to love. Charlie Chaplin's tramp ends up finding the baby in a garbage area, and after much contemplation ends up keeping the baby and raises it as his own. 5 years pass, and he's doing odd jobs to support him and the child, accompanied with the child. And it just shows like the progression of how like connected the child and him, the tramp, has become. You can see in like their interactions that they are very well connected, and he even goes on while they're getting ready for dinner. He even goes on to give the child an extra portion compared to his portion, as a form of affection. In this movie, it does have a few interesting shots. For example, when the theme of love comes into the scene, the camera lens it's viewed as a heart-shaped lens, especially when there's roses, or when there's just like happy love impact moments. The movie also has like themes of realism. For example, like I said earlier, the unhappy bride. And also it does show the mother yearning for her child, because in the beginning after abandoning the child, she does regret, like you can see the regret on her face about giving up her child. Also, even the officials trying to take the child away from the tramp, you can see like how realistic that scene is, due to like how emotional he became when they deemed him unfit to take care of the child, even though he had a strong connection to the child. And then even showing the lengths a parent or guardian would go for their own child, or technically the tramp's adopted child. It is a scene of him running over the rooftops of houses trying to catch up with the truck, to get the child back. Also, it does show when she finds the child, it does show the overwhelmingly real emotions of reuniting with the lost child. You can really see how relieved and like happy she is when finding the child. And then anti-realism, it does have a couple scenes with anti-realism. For example, the unbelievably strong bodyguard, how he punches the wall and the bricks fall off, or how he bends the light pole on the street light, how he bends the street light just at the slightest hit of it. And then also it The climbing on the rooftops, like I said earlier, it is very unbelievable, but you know, it does show how drastic measures he would go for the child. And then the flying dog and the angels and how the tramp, uh, Charlie Chaplin's character becomes an angel, even though later in the film we do see that that was just a dream. And then eventually he does reunite with the child after the child is taken away from him and given to the mom. Um, the movie was it was a funny slash serious movie. It did have scenes of to try to give it like comedic relief about like societal things that actually happened in that time period. And then it is crazy to see how drastically filmmaking has changed and how he used elements of how he jumped time lengths and then also how he used the camera lens to focus in on certain points that he wanted to dramatize. Um, it it was a very good use of camera lens, the shots, and editing.